All right, so here's a big, powerful HP computer in a very small form factor. We're looking at the HP Compaq 6000, and this thing is pretty nice. This is probably the ultimate business desktop computer, whether it be for like an executive who just kind of is a big boss and deserves a fast computer, or if it's a lower-end guy who's doing a lot of work and he actually needs a fast computer, this thing is pretty much loaded as far as business goes. It's not meant for workstations for video editing and stuff like that, but it does have a very, very, very fast processor. It does have a lot of memory. It has a good-sized hard drive, and it comes in a really nice, almost cute form factor. Pretty much kind of that old school, like the monitor goes on top kind of deal, except it's just basically normal. You can sit it vertically or horizontal. It's up to you. It will work in both directions, but the main kicker about this thing right here is that it is very, very powerful. So let's talk about that. First of all, processor, Intel Core 2 Duo E8500. That is a 3.16 gigahertz processor, so that's very, very fast for a dual core. It also has, if you don't know, a 1333 megahertz front side bus on that processor, and has 6 megabytes of L2 cache, which is a lot. I mean, a lot. That means that you can do a lot of processing on here, and it's going to be very quick. Now, on top of that, it has 4 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, not DDR2, DDR3. So it's already fully loaded, and it's only using 2 of the DIMM slots. So if you wanted to upgrade to 8 gigabytes of DDR3, you could do that. That does have the ability to upgrade and expand to that. It does have a 250 gigabyte SATA hard drive, as well as having a full-on Super-Multi DVD drive, as you can see right there. And you also see that it does say LightScribe. That means that it does do LightScribe images. If you don't know what that means, basically it's going to be engraving or laser embossing an image, a high contrast image, onto your DVD using the same laser that it did to burn the information onto the DVD to begin with. That in turn is going to give you a very highly professional label. You're just making it look like a superstar. If you're turning something in for school or for work, it really does give you an air of professionalism. It gives you credibility. It looks really, really nice. So that's a big, big plus for businesses as well as for personal use at home. Besides that, you do have just everything else that a regular computer has. I will take you on a tour of the back, but before I do that, I just want to let you guys know that one of the most important things about this computer is the operating system that it comes with, or operating system, shall I say, because it comes with 2. Not only do you get Windows 7 Professional, which is the latest and greatest, it does feature Windows XP mode, which lets you emulate Windows XP in the Windows 7 environment, which in turn means that if you have an old program that didn't work in Windows 7, well, you turn on XP mode and it'll work. So that's very, very useful. But in case you really just do not want to tread on that water, you just want to completely avoid Windows 7, it does come with a full Windows XP Pro downgrade. So included in the smorgasbord of discs they give you, this is ridiculous how many discs they give you. I'm not sure what these are all for, but you do have a XP Pro downgrade as well as a Windows 7 Professional disc in here. So that's 2 fantastic operating systems, definitely business class, and it's your choice. Comes preloaded Windows 7, and you can downgrade to Windows XP. So really, really good stuff. They give you all of this in the box. Now, let's go for a little tour. I'm going to show you the front, the back, and then I'm going to show you the inside just for fun. So starting off over here from the top, your input and your output for your headsets and your microphones are right there. You do have 4 USB 2.0 ports, and then you have activity lights for power and for your hard drive. This would be your power button right there. And then down here, this is your DVD Super-Multi drive. It's going to do your DVDs, your CDs, your plus Rs, your minus Rs, your RAMs, your ROMs, your RWs. It does basically every media format that's out there right now under a disc, except for the Blu-rays and all that stuff. Over here, you do have an expansion slot. So if you want to add a 3.5-inch drive there of whatever kind, whether it be a multi-card reader or, I don't know, a floppy disk, whatever, you can add whatever you want right there, and that will expand perfectly. Now, moving to the back of this thing, basically, this is the outlet fan, or the exhaust fan. This is coming out of the power supply unit. You have input and your outputs for your headsets and your microphones. You have PS2s for keyboard and mouse. You do have, very oddly, a VGA port and a serial port, which is just kind of bizarre. And then this is the real cool one. You have a display port. So display port, what that's going to do is that you get multiple monitors out. So if you're a stockbroker, or if you have several displays, you can use this display port. It can bridge out into 4 DVI ports with a cable adapter, which is not included. But again, this is, if you have a display port monitor, you're going to have everything you need to plug into display port. 4 USB 2.0 ports right here, 2 more 10100, 1000 Ethernet, a parallel port. Very interesting as well. And then 3 PCI Express mini expansion slots. And then talking about expansion slots, let's take a look at the inside of this thing so that you can see that you do have the ability to expand on this. If you wanted to add a low-profile mini PCI Express X16 card, you could do that. So I will show you Starting off from right over here, you do have a PCI Express X1 right there. You have a second one right there. So again, you just get add audio cards, fiber cards, really up to you. Then this is your full PCI Express X16 card slot right there. So if you have a mini low profile graphics card, you could definitely put it right there, no problem. And then finally, you have a standard PCI expansion slot. And then also, while we're in here, I will go ahead and show you. I'm going to move this out of the way. This is your power supply unit, swivels. Right behind it, over here, is your 250 gigabyte Seagate hard drive right there. So you do have a very nice SATA hard drive. You also have the SATA DVD burner right up here. And so it's all connected with SATA. There's no IDE, and it's all very well nicely put together in this very small form factor. Also, if you want to look over here, this is your CPU cooler, and basically the design of the system is pretty ingenious. It ducts in the air from up here, okay, so right through the front, through the fan mesh, through the grill in the front, through here to this fan, which in turn ducts the air through the CPU cooler so that you have cool air and only cool air hitting the CPU cooler. All the hot air gets exhausted out into the rest of the chassis, and then it gets taken out through the fan that's in the power supply unit. So very nice little design, ingenious little design, I might say, and I think they did a pretty good job. Plus, it's really easy to open and close because it has a nice little handle latch versus the ones that have the things, the screws. This one has a nice little handle. See that right there? Very nice. Very convenient. So nice little system. It's the HP Compaq 6000. Potential buyers of this unit, businesses, anyone that's going to be using a good amount of computing horsepower. You're going to run quite a few programs at the same time. You're a multitasker, and time is of the essence. You want everything to happen quickly. So if you're doing business stuff, databases and Excel and spreadsheets, and you don't want to be waiting for anything ever, this is a computer you're going to love. It's going to be right up your alley, and it's pro quality with the XP Pro downgrade in case you don't want to use Windows 7. So really good stuff. Any questions on it, feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the HP Compaq 6000 small form factor desktop, go to com.puter.tv and type in Compaq 6000. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.